All right, Jason. So this is a video just for you. We're looking at my W drive, and right now you're in my AP Computer Science class. And in here, there is a GridWorld folder. You need to copy that whole folder to your laptop. And in that, there are a couple of lessons, lesson one and lesson two, and a little student manual that can help you with some information, and a quick reference guide that has a ton of information in there specifically on GridWorld that can be very useful to you. The assignments right now that you need to be working on are going to come out of the lesson two folder. We use the lesson one folder to kind of introduce some of the material, in particular, how to make an actor, how to make a location, so on and so forth. But in lesson two, one of the things I mentioned in the email is this actor.ppt. You definitely want to go through that and make sure that you read through that information, take some notes, and know what they're talking about. But when you're ready to do some of the work, you're going to have to find this .jcp, or it may say JCreator project file, or it may just say JCP file. Whatever it is, you're going to have to find this particular file and then open it. That's going to open JCreator on your laptop, and we're looking at the sideways actor that we want to work on. All right, so I'm going to delete that because we did that in class. This is what it starts off as. There's nothing in here other than I want to get my current location. What am I getting the location of? A sideways actor, which is an extension of an actual actor. So where is this thing even being made? All I see here is an act statement. The reason for that is in the sideways actor runner, this is where our public static void main is, which is the Java equivalent of the main method in Giroux. And what you see is we're going to make a sideways actor called righty and say a new sideways actor. This is just like Giroux. We said Giroux Charlie equals new Giroux, and it was the same thing. Now, in order for GridWorld to work, we also have to create an actor world, which we're calling world. And the same deal, we are going to declare on the left, instantiate on the right. So when we say new actor world, that makes it actually exist. Once the world exists, we can take that world, add to it at a new location, specifically row 1, which is the second row, and column 0, which is the first column. And what we're adding is righty, who is a sideways actor, at which point we show the world, which is what the Giroux looks like when you run it. So when we said add righty, it came over to this code and it says extends actor. Well, that means it makes it an actor. But this is a sideways actor. It's specific. It's a little different than the normal actor because we're going to change the way that it acts. If I want it to make him move him to the right, then I need to tell whatever my sideways actor is to move to. That is a command for all actors. It exists in that quick reference guide that tells you how GridWorld works. When you move to, you have to tell this sideways actor to move to some new location. It's expecting an object, not just a number, comma, a number. So we're going to say, I'm going to move to a new location. And in order to move to a location where I'm going to stay in the same row, I need to know what row am I currently in. Well, this loc here is a location that we've already said get location, another method explained in that PDF for the quick reference guide. Get location returns whatever the location of my current actor is. So I'm going to take loc, and out of it, I need to tell it in this location what row it's supposed to move to. From that loc, there's a method, again in that quick reference guide, that says get row. Get row has now been applied to the location loc, and this all returned my row that I'm currently in for the new location I want to move to. What I also need to know is what column I'm supposed to be in. In order to get over to the right one column, I need to know, first of all, what column I'm currently in. So that's the get call command, again being applied to loc. And then to move right, I add 1. This is Java, so I need a semicolon at the end of my line of code. If I hit F10 on my keyboard, that's going to compile and look for any errors. If I get a process completed down here in the build output, that means everything is fine. But I can't run this. This doesn't have a main. I've got to go to the sideways actor runner, which again has public, static, void, main. That is the Java equivalent of the main method from Giroux. This is what I'm going to run. So there's my sideways actor called righty being created, which goes and activates all this code that I just wrote. I'm going to create a world and then add righty to the world at this specific location 1, 0 and show the world. So at this point, I'll hit F11 on my keyboard. That runs my program. I'm going to wait for it. There it is. And now I have the option to step or run. Because I'm trying to explain how this is working, right now this is where I am. I'm at row 1, column 0. If I step, he moves over in the same row, but took that 0 column and added 1 and moved into that location. Step, 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 step. No problems until I get to this last column, because what's going to happen? Right now he's in column 9. My code, as you see back here in the sideways actor, is going to add 1 to that. Well, what's 9 plus 1? 10. What's the problem with that? There isn't a column 10. So when I click step again, look at all this mess that pops out. I get a ton of junk down here. And really all I needed to pay attention to was this thing all the way down here at the bottom, which says this is an illegal argument exception. Location 1, 10 is not valid. That column does not exist, which means that's where you come in. This is the assignment. Your job is to set up a series of if statements that specifies if I'm going to move somewhere I shouldn't, then don't do that. Move to this location instead. The end result that you should have, which I'm not going to show you the answer, of course, is that you should have an actor that will move. I didn't try to run the right one. See, it told me there's no main. That is going to move to the right. Now, I've got the extra credit version showing. The extra credit version also creates a rock and then places it. But as I step, he is going to move over to the right. When he gets to here, he bounces down to the next row and all the way back to the first column. Look at what column he's in. He's in column 0. I move down a row, that's a +1, and move back to column 0, the first column. He keeps going, and now he's down again to this new location, which is at row 3 and column 0. If I just let it go, you're going to see that he just flies all the way through and continually goes on and on and on and on. And what I hope you noticed is as he was getting down here towards the bottom, this is the next big problem you got to deal with. I should be moving to the right, but I can't, which means I should be moving down, but I can't, which means where he should go is here. This is location 0, 0. So at some point, you need to check for what if I was here in the last column and the last row. Then I need to go back to 0, 0. Okay? So hopefully that helps out and explains what it is you're supposed to be doing for this problem. If not, let me know and we'll continue our conversation.